Hello and welcome back to Project Zomboid tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the basics with vehicles. And to assist with this, there's two occupations that would be good. We got burglar here, which would give us the ability to hotwire vehicles and less chance of breaking the lock of a window, which that doesn't apply to a vehicle, but you know, can hotwire vehicles. That's the important part of that one. Alternatively, we've got mechanic. Amateur mechanic plus 3 mechanics. So let's go ahead and do that one. And we're going to have to get 1 point of skill in electrical in order to hotwire vehicles, since we'll already have the required 2 mechanics. And this has been a pretty highly requested video that I make. A lot of people I've introduced to Project Zomboid have asked me to do a tutorial on vehicles because it is one of the most confusing things to do when you don't have any clue, because it's, you know, there's really nothing to it. And right over here, so if we come over to it, you can see when we walk up to a door, we get this little green icon. Again, this is build 41. That green icon will look a little different if you're in build 40. When we press E, it's locked. Back door, locked. If a door's locked, I've never had one door locked and another one unlocked. Trunk is also locked. We come up to the hood and we can check the condition of this car, basically pop in the hood, you know, and it's going to bring up this info screen of the vehicle mechanics. And this is going to show all the different parts that we can add, remove, repair on the vehicle, as long as we have the skill and the materials and tools to do so. Some of the most important ones you're going to want to look at are tires, and you don't want to just look at the percent on it. So if you select front left tire, you're going to get more information about it up here, like tire pressure. Tire pressure is at 37 out of 40. So if we had a tire pump, we could pump that up, make it 40, although at 37 out of 40, that's close enough. What you'd really want to be worried about is if that was under 30, and then you'd have a chance, if you were driving it, you'd have a chance that that would blow going down the road. Other thing you're going to want to look at is the gas tank. Out of gas. There is no gas in this vehicle. So even if we were to get into it, we wouldn't be able to do anything with it until we got some gas. Now, an easy way to train up your vehicle mechanic skill if you don't start with enough is to go to the light bulbs. Right click, uninstall. You need a car key for it. What? Are you serious? Since when? Let's do this. Let's dismantle two-way radio. This is going to require a screwdriver, and this is going to train our electrical. And because I've got the skill gain set to like 1,000% or whatever, we just got a ton of skill. So we've got the 1 electrical and 2 mechanical required to hotwire a car. Let's equip this pipe wrench as our primary weapon. And then we're going to come out here and we're going to smash a window, but I'm using Filibuster Rhymes Used Cars mod, which there's a little bug with it. It's just a visual glitch. Mechanic-wise, it's perfectly fine. So we're going to right-click on the car, smash front right window. Now normally, the front right window would appear to be gone. What's going to happen, as long as this bug hasn't been fixed since the last time I played, it's going to look like the front left window's gone, but in actuality it isn't. It's just a visual glitch. Yeah. So that's what the front right window would normally look like. This window is still here. So now we can hop in through this door since it's unlocked. And now we're in the passenger seat. If we hit Z, we can jump over to the driver's seat. Alternatively, if we hit Z, we can just jump out of any one of these doors that we select. But we don't want to do that. So now we're in the driver's seat. So we go to the loot window up here. And you can see front right seat, rear left seat, rear right seat, nothing in them. And this here is the glove box. We look in the glove box, and it's got some food, antidepressants, no key in this car. And down here on the dash, we've got the door locks. So if it's green, the doors are locked. We click it, doors are unlocked. Here we've got the battery. This will tell us the condition, engine status, battery status. Here we've got headlights we can turn on and off as long as the lights aren't busted or the battery's dead. The heater, you can cool it down, heat it up. And then here is the trunk lock. The trunk is locked, so let's click it. Now the trunk is unlocked. And if we had a key, we could just click the ignition here, and it would pop a key in, and then it would, you know, it's just like in a real car. When you put the key in the ignition, the fuel gauge will, all the gauges will come to life, and it'll tell you how much fuel's in it. And then you can just press, you can click on the engine to start it, or you can just press W and it'll start it if you have the key. What's going on? Hold on, maybe V. I never really hotwire cars, so yeah, if we press V, this is the like overall action panel. You can sleep in vehicles, exit, switch seat, which Z is the shortcut key for that. A lot quicker if you're in a rush from zombies, which is usually when you'll have to switch seats. Headlights, heater, and hit the horn. Quick button for that is Q. This vehicle has a light bar, so we could turn on lights and sirens and all that good stuff. You can use the radio in the car. You can open the window, lock the doors, or select vehicle mechanics here. So let's select Hotwire Engine. So we're going to do that. You get a little progress bar here. And we failed. Let's try again. Alright, and now you can see in the little ignition, we've got some wires coming out of it. That means this vehicle's hotwired, so we can click on that, or, I'm sorry, we press W, and we're going to try and start it up. It's not going to start because there is no gas. We click the engine, it's not going to start, but we're cranking it, okay? So if we had gas, we could drive this vehicle. So let's go try and find some gas. Okay, this is annoying. Alright, well, I guess I can show you how this works. So if we drop the box of nails on the floor, since we can't get back here, we can pick this box up now. Let's pick it up. And then we're going to set it down. We'll just put it down over in the corner here. I accidentally closed the door when I clicked. So now we can get back here. There's a car battery. That's a spare part we could use, but it is heavy. Not a good idea to lug around car parts. You're going to want to have a base set up where you can store them before you start using them, or have your car that you need to put it onto close at hand. Okay, this is perfect. There's a car key on the ground. So we walk over to it. We're on the ground thing. It goes to a Tokai Renaissance. So we'll just drag that over to our key ring. And I'm pretty sure that's a Tokai Renaissance. But if we want to know for sure, without actually getting into the car and testing it out, if we have a key for it, just walk up to it. And you get that little key symbol there. That means we've got the key to this car. If it was kind of red or brown with a line through it, that means we don't have a key to it. So with that, let's check the trunk here. We got a wrench, first aid kit in there, good stuff. Close the trunk back up. Let's hop in here. Yep, and the car was locked, so it's a good thing we had the key. Look in here, there's a gun, jerky, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and put the key in the ignition. No gas. No gas. Not ideal. Alright. Alright, come on, gas can. Empty gas can. Well, it's something. And here's a gas can with... it's half full of fuel. That's good. We'll take that. So to add gas, just right-click on the car. You gotta find the right spot there. Add gasoline. He'll walk up. There's the filler over there, but you can fill it from this side, I guess. And there's a little progress bar of him putting gas in. It's not much. A full gas can is usually like a quarter of a tank on a car. But this is a small car, so... so we got a half tank. Yep, it didn't start up that time. Let's try again. And again, I'm just hitting W to start it up. Just tapping W. Alright, start it up. So S to back up. There we go. Sporty little thing. And actually, since there's another car here, we can just hop out without turning it off. Let's check. Let's check this car. It's locked. Okay, this car doesn't have any gas in it either. I was gonna say, we could, just by right-clicking on it, and if you get the proper spot, you know, you'll kind of know when you do. You should be able to tell if it has gas. Alright, let's go ahead and stop here. This house is burned out. That's a bummer. Let's check this Corvette. It has gasoline because we right-click on it and we have the option to siphon gasoline. So let's actually see if we can get in it. We can't, it's locked. Okay. Let's just siphon the gasoline, and what this is going to do is our equipped gas can is going to get gasoline added to it. And it has more than a full can worth of gas in this car, so that's great. And you can fill your car up while it's running. Add gasoline. So there's that. Alright, we'll just put a little bit in there, and I want to show you the other way. The more effective way to get gas, at least while the power is on. So you want to pull up to a pump, you don't want to be too close or too far, you know, you just gotta get that Goldilocks zone. So let's turn our car off. Actually, put the key back in. Alright, and you can see, what is that, like a third of a tank? So we can right click on it and refuel from gas pump. So long as the power is on, gas stations are an infinite supply of gas. And you don't have to bring your car up to it. It can be a little tricky sometimes, depending on the car, especially to get the right distance, because it is a little tricky. So if you don't want to struggle with that, the other way you can do this is just right click and take fuel, which if you have a gas can, it'll just fill your gas can up. And we've got another gas can on us, so we'll right click take fuel, he'll equip the empty gas can and start filling that up, and then we can take that over to the car and add gasoline if we wanted. But we don't need to do that because we filled it up from the pump. So we're just going to throw our gas cans full of gas in the trunk. It's a hatchback. I wouldn't recommend doing this in real life. If we go into vehicle mechanics, this is probably the easiest way to train your vehicle mechanics early on, is headlights. Uninstall. Boom. Now this is red with no percentage. That means there is no light installed. And it was a success. We didn't fail removing the headlight. And we can just reinstall that. And each time when we uninstall and reinstall, we get some skill into that. It takes a long time if you don't have experience gain bumped up. But it's something. And once you can do the tail lights too. Once you get better, you can do other parts as well. Some other parts you can do early on. Radio is one you can uninstall, reinstall. And under hood, you got the battery. What else are you going to want to mess with early on? Oh, the tires. Of course. Where's... front left tire. Actually, let's do the front right so you can see it. Uninstall. So if we hover over uninstall, in order to do this, you need a mechanic skill of 1. You need a lug wrench and a jack. So we hit uninstall. It's going to take the tire off. So we'll go ahead and reinstall that. Oh, and you could see there real quick, I'll take that back off. We go to install when it's missing. There's value type standard, which these are the different quality levels of the tires. And this just so happens to have a performance tire on it. Now, there is vehicle damage in the game. Obviously, as you saw from the vehicle mechanics there, every part has a status. The more you beat your vehicle up, the worse it's going to be overall. And there is some visual representation for some of it. Like you can see the windshield here is smashed in. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to switch this over to health and keep this popped open. And I'm just going to do a little demonstration. There's another key for a vehicle. Because this is going to damage us as well. So we hit that, and yeah, we took some damage from ramming the stop sign. And then you can also see our car took some damage as well. So let's hop out of our car, limp out to the front, and check the mechanics on there. Now we didn't take any, like, injuries in terms of something that needs first aid or anything. We just lost some health. And it will go up over time as long as we're fed and hydrated. Okay, so yeah, our windshield is now down to 10%. Because when a window is missing, it's going to make you more vulnerable to zombies. The windshield is probably the second most important window to have. The other most important window to have is the one right next to whatever seat you're in. Because if this window's gone, zombies, as you're driving by, can scratch and jack you up just as you're driving by them. The windshield, I don't think the windshield actually matters as much. If they get you surrounded and you're stuck in there, I think they can get you then, maybe. I haven't really had that issue. But as you can see, it's definitely a really good way to get around the map. You go fast, you go far, you just need to keep fueled up. And the other thing to bear in mind with vehicle part condition is certain parts, as they get worse in condition, like the trunk, it's going to have less storage capacity. The same with the glove box and the seats, they're going to be able to hold less the more damage they have. One of the more important ones, though, is the gas tank. As it takes more damage, it will actually start to leak gas. Not only hold less gas, but it will also leak. And that can cause issues in terms of you could just have your car sitting around for a few days and come out to it and the gas is all gone. In which case you're going to want to replace that gas tank as soon as you can. Otherwise, every time you park your car or stop going anywhere, you're going to want to remove all the gas by siphoning it into a gas tank. Anyway, that's yeah. Just cruising along at 90 miles an hour. This is a huge map. So that's pretty much it for cars. I mean, there's a lot of other things. There's mods that make it so you can go a little more in depth with repairs on the vehicle parts and stuff like that. But as far as vanilla goes, that's all there is to it. Anyways, thank you for watching this tutorial on vehicles. As always, have a good one.